Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you what I think are the best eyeshadow palettes for this summer season. I'm feeling colorful, I'm feeling shiny, and so I have gone through my whole palette collection. I have some older palettes in here, some newer palettes, some limited edition palettes, some all-time favorites. Most of them are on the more colorful side. All of them definitely have a little bit of shine to them, and I cannot wait to show you them. So if you are excited for today's video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going in no particular order here at all whatsoever. These are just kind of the top 10 palettes from my eyeshadow palette collection that I think are going to be perfect for me this summer season, and I wanted to show you them. So palette number one is this one right here. This is the Hummingbird palette by Odin's Eye. This was a limited edition palette. It came out, was it last year? It feels like it's been a while. Yes, last year during the fall time. This one was designed by Gina at the Fancy Face, and it is summer in a palette right here. I absolutely loved it. Just look at these beautiful tropical shades that this palette has. Incredible. Plus I really love the pigmentation of these shimmers. Super sparkly, very beautiful, extremely attention grabbing. What is not to love about these? These could definitely be great in the center of your eyelid. And then this palette also has really beautiful mattes that complement these shades so nicely. Take a look right there. Now, besides these matte colorful shades, you can definitely pair these shimmers here with really beautiful neutrals around. That's what I would personally do, and create looks that just have this pop of summer in them, this pop of color, and that will be absolutely stunning. Odin's Eye eyeshadow palettes have incredible quality, and unfortunately this one is sold out. It was limited edition, but if you bought it last year when I first recommended it, this is the perfect time to bring it out, keep it on top of your vanity, and use it. Okay, so this was palette number one. Let's move on to the next palette. This is an oldie but a goodie and also an all-time favorite palette of mine, and I know it's going to come to no one's surprise that I would put Mercury Retrograde in this video. This palette is, in my opinion, perfect for the summertime. It's got some really stunning jewel shades in it, and this one has all of the perfect neutral looking mattes to go around those jewel shades so beautifully, which definitely makes it one of my favorite palettes in my collection. Let me just grab some random shades to show you every time. Every time these shades take my breath away. Are you kidding me? I love me some sparkly shades for the eyes during the summertime. This palette is absolute perfection, and like I said, this one does have the more muted matte shades to complement this palette to perfection. Even this one back here to like darken up your look. Oh my god, absolutely perfect. Let me just see. You can pair those together so beautifully. I just adore this palette, so if I could recommend it every season of the year, I would. But truly, spring and summer is the best time to bring out your Mercury Retrograde palette for sure. Palette number three is the best palette I've tried this year. So this is a newer palette from Adept Cosmetics. Again, it's the shimmers in this one that definitely have me drawn to this color story. I am obsessed with the formulas in this palette. Are you kidding me? Just look at those shimmers. Perfection for a summer date night. Okay, love. Oh my god, I could just stare at these sparkles all day. Wow. And then another color I love for the summertime is this burgundy right here, and this one is the perfect way to smoke out any looks you create with this Heather Austin palette. This is another palette that could truly be worn year-round, but for the summer, again, I just love these unreal looking sparkles that make your eyes look wet. They are so delicious. And as I say every time I make a video like this one, I have videos reviewing each and every one of these palettes where I have done multiple looks with them. So if you need a little bit more guidance, if you want to get some ideas as far as what looks you can create, definitely check those videos out. From Nomad Cosmetics, I actually have two palettes I want to show you because I think the color stories are perfect for the summertime. One of them is this one right here, which is their Paradise Islands palette. This is a soft rainbow of colors. If you are wanting to go into like the very colorful route, this one right here would be one that I highly recommend. I do have a code with Nomad Cosmetics. It is Patty10, and you can save 10% off of anything on their website. And I just love this palette. I feel like the color story is kind of perfect for the summertime. Just take a look at those shades right here. Plus it comes paired with really beautiful but also kind of like soft mattes that complement the shimmer shades so nicely. So you end up with really beautiful, colorful but wearable looks with a little bit of shine, and I just absolutely love the looks that you can create with this one. I will say when I reviewed this one, I had no issue with any of the shades except for this deep blue right here. It gave me a little bit of trouble. It's a little bit finicky, so just beware. So just beware of how you use it. I would say pack it on and then lightly blend out the edges. That would be the best way for this one. But other than that, every single shade in this palette performed like an absolute dream for me. Then the palette that I am wearing on my eyes right now, of course I have to mention it, and it is also from Nomad Cosmetics. It is brand new actually from Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Fêtes de Provence palette. It is inspired by Provence, France, and I love it because again it has a soft and fresh, colorful color scheme, and it is right up my alley. This yellow shade right here stole the show for me for sure. It looks so stunning, and I definitely don't have any other yellow in my collection that looks like that. I also love this one here, which is a bit more basic, but it works. And this other shimmer. These three are absolutely spectacular, and they stole the show every time I created a look. Today, for example, this one right here is the shade that you see right there in the middle of my eye, and it looks so stunning. And then this one is the one that I have on the inner corner of the eyelid. Love these. And then of course you have this beautiful row of pastels at the top that you can create such nice blended looks with, and you can deepen up anything with these down here. Just a spectacular color story. I could not recommend this palette enough. I had zero trouble with any of these shades at all. They all performed 10 out of 10 for me, and I just love this color story, so I highly recommend this one. 5 down and 5 to go. This next one is a palette that I don't necessarily recommend because after I tried it, I realized that I have a lot of difficulty with the mattes from the palette. However, I love the shimmers, and the shimmers are very summery. So I put it in this video anyways because it is a perfect summer palette, and I want to force myself to use it more, if that makes sense. So all of these palettes I'm going to have kind of like on top of my desk to play with throughout the season. And the palette I'm talking about is this one right here. This is the Michaela in Glamlight collaboration palette, the first one they did last year. It is a perfect palette for the summer season. I love this color story. However, I had a lot of trouble with the very colorful, darker matte shades. But I can recognize that this palette has some of the most beautiful shimmers. And so for that reason, I want to definitely force myself to use it this summer season, because just look at those shades right there. They are incredible. And the palette does also have some more neutrals up here that are matte that did work for me really nicely. So again, it's not a palette that I'm like 100% recommending to you because I have trouble using it myself. I think I did a 5 looks 1 palette with this one, and I remember that things were not coming out the way I wanted them to come out, okay? However, I'm bringing it out. I definitely want to use these shimmers, and even though this palette as a whole didn't work for me, it does work if I combine it with others. And so that's what I'll be doing this time around, since I'm just going to be using it myself for my personal use, and I'm not going to be forcing myself to create looks exclusively using this palette, which is the issue I had with it. So I just love these shimmers. The formula of the shimmers is amazing. I have no complaints about that. I just had a little bit more trouble coming up with looks and using the mattes that the palette brought. The next palette I brought out was this one right here. This is the Spanglish palette from Alamar Cosmetics. I love this one. It has a perfect color story for the summertime. Again, fantastic shimmer shades, and this one actually does have amazing complementary mattes. So take a look right there at those swatches. These colors complement each other beautifully, and you can have really colorful but at the same time wearable, softer looks with this one. I love the color story of this palette, and every single shade in this palette performs like a dream, so I highly recommend it. I actually have one more palette from Alamar Cosmetics that is perfect for the summer season. This one unfortunately has now been discontinued because it was limited edition, and I am talking about the Disney Encanto eyeshadow palette. This one is incredible. It has a beautiful row of shimmers, almost a row of matte down here, but it does have one shimmer in it as well. And these colors are obviously very tropical, so I had to include this palette in today's video. Just take a look right there. Oh my goodness, love. And let me swatch some of these mattes for you as well. Like I was saying, an extremely beautiful tropical palette. Also gives you those colorful but wearable vibes to it, because none of the colors are too loud, too dark, too scandalous, too bright, too neon. They're all just nice, pretty shimmer colors, light shades, nothing too scary, if that makes sense. And every time I pick up this Encanto palette, I come out with a look that I love. So if you have it, definitely also the time to bring this one out. Just 2 more palettes to go, and of course I have to recommend some Pat McGrath. And I think that the perfect mothership palette to wear during the summer season is Mothership number 9, which is last year's release. The reason why is kind of obvious. It has this beautiful light pink that you can use as your transition, and this stunning coral down here that you can put on your crease. You can darken up things a little bit with a burgundy, which I love. And then it's got 2 of the shiniest light shimmers ever that are totally appropriate for the summer season. So these are the colors right here. In particular, these 4 shades, just summertime perfection right there. I'm really hoping that the new Mothership number 10 has these types of formulas in it, because oh my god, you barely have to touch these for full-on pigmentation. So this Mothership number 9 palette right here is absolute perfection for the summertime. Of course, I've done a 5 looks 1 palette with this one if you're interested, and I'm obsessed. One of my favorite Mothership palettes for sure. The last palette I wanted to talk about is also from Pat McGrath, and it is this one right here. This is the new Midnight Voyage palette. It's a $29 little palette, and I think it's perfect for summer. It's got these pinky shimmer shades right here, this stunning transition shade, and this beautiful dark burgundy. So just take a look right there. I feel like every look I've done with this palette so far, which I've done 2 or 3 I think. I have a couple of different videos on my channel where I've used this palette, and every time that I create a look with it, I find it to be summer appropriate. Especially if you use the dark burgundy right here, it is perfect for a summer night type of event, and I just absolutely love it. Plus, getting Pat McGrath for $29. This is her original Italian formula. You just cannot beat this price. It obviously doesn't have the super fancy packaging that we're used to seeing from Pat McGrath, but that makes it extremely travel friendly and it makes it very affordable, and I am here for it. So that is all. These right here are my top 10 picks for the summer season as far as palettes are concerned. My top 10 summer palettes in my collection. I am super inspired to keep them handy, to use them throughout the season, and I would love to know what is your current favorite summer palette. So please let me know down in the comment section below. If you like this video, don't forget to please give it a thumbs up. Before you leave, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye.